let's chat the Pixel Watch processor news since we've been on Pixel stuff. So the some more news around the Pixel Watch. This is going to be coming out.
This is Joe tossing this up. So something.
I was getting there. This is not coming out in July for anybody that isn't aware. This is going to be coming out in the fall with the 7. And I don't know a ton here, but all I know is what you all told me before we started. There's an old chip in the watch, but it's going to be supported by another chip of some sort. That's what I know. Fill in, please.
Apparently, so 9 to 5 got a hold of somebody who knows something, whatever, a source, saying that it's going to be an old Exynos 9110, I think is what it is. And so that's 2018. It's not the Exynos that is in the Galaxy Watch 4. And so everybody assumed Samsung processor has been going around a lot for Pixel Watch. It's going to obviously be the same one that's in the Pixel or in the Galaxy Watch 4, right? Wrong. Apparently it's going to be that. So everybody's really bummed. I honestly, when that story came through, I was like, I just don't. I can't buy that that's it. I can't buy that all they're going to do is put a 4-year-old processor in.
Yeah, and that was my thing, because during the presentation, they did like a, what do they call it, where they break the...
tear down.
Not explosion.
It's exploded view. An exploded view of the watch, and they were pointing at the processor and saying, we have this, custom design. It was obvious that they've done something with this chip. It's not just, we just slapped it, because that's what, Galaxy Watch 2? 3? 2? Yeah, I mean, it's an old chip.
Whatever, 4 years ago.
So I was like, it's not that I don't believe their source. 9 to 5 source is usually pretty accurate. I was just like, there's something more to this.
Right, there's just something missing or something not quite right. Because my thought was, well, maybe they took that watch or that processor. I'm trying to find I had something. Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
They had that processor pulled up.
Pull it.
Andy can pull it up. My brain was like, sure, say those words. He said that.
Those are the only words I know. I heard them last.
Total my brain just didn't work there.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, maybe they took the old processor and they're using that as a starting point, which would be weird, but whatever. Turns out, apparently now there's going to be some sort of custom co-processor with this thing. What that means exactly, who knows? But some of this makes a little bit of sense, because you got to think the Exynos is something 920.
Yeah,
you got
that W920.
W920.
Yeah.
So the W920 is in this watch here, and I was like, but this watch just came out. They've been working on this Pixel Watch for a minute.
Yeah. So I know very little about watch processors. Are these multi-core like phone processors?
So they can offload some of the certain things with different cores. Okay. So that's what this co-processor apparently is going to do. And so a similar thing was done with one of the older Snapdragon watch processors, where they brought in a co-processor to help lighten the load a little bit. Because these are small processors that obviously don't have a lot of power.
Don't have a ton of performance.
You want to do a bunch of things, and it's like, hey, I can do like 2 things. So you want me to do 4?
It makes
always
sense,
on display. You want me to have alarms running. You want me to have Google Assistant. Like, you got to pick 2. That's all you get.
It makes sense, because you look at ARM especially, but now Intel's doing the same thing, where Intel has these 8-core chips where it only has 2 big cores, but then 6 small cores. Each core is dedicated to doing a specific thing. But if they can do that to where, like you were saying, your only job is to do this, that way he can do that.
Yep, and that's the idea. Like, imagine some of those processors from 4 years ago, if all the side little things were taken off of it, and it just had to process, your main animations as you moved around the watch. They probably would have been fine, right. But it's trying to do all that other stuff in the background. They just didn't have the ability to do so.
And then RAM helps too. So
yes,
because I know I had 2 versions of the Tick Watch, and it went from half a gig to a gig, or a gig to 2 gigs. No, half a gig to a gig. All the difference in the world.
Yeah, I remember y'all saying we got a 1 gig watch, and it was
night
a big deal.
and day difference. Yeah.
So the custom coprocessor or whatever it is, don't know what that is exactly, but if that's the case, and they're going to take an older chip and work with it that way, it kind of makes sense, because again, they probably were working on this
for
a few
while.
years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so rather than just pull everything out and go with a new processor, it's like, okay, maybe you can work with what you got and make it better, as long as it's not laggy. I mean, no one is going to be running benchmarks on this thing. Can it do what you'd ask? What Google's take on Wear OS will probably be a lot cleaner and simplistic than most everybody else's version of Wear OS. And so there's a good chance that this will be enough processing power as long as it's not slow. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's in there. And as Gabe said, they're pairing it with plenty of RAM. So 1 gig was a big deal before. That has 1.5. This report says it'll have more, not as much, but more than any other watch previously. My guess is 2 gigs.
2 gigs. This is only 16 gigs of storage. It's 32, which is really big.
More
for
than
a
any
watch.
other Wear OS. So it'll have more storage and more RAM than any other Wear OS watch.
Netflix movies on
well,
the watch.
and like truthfully, I haven't worn the Samsung Watch 4 a ton, but on the weekends playing golf or playing disc golf, I've worn it quite a bit, and I have had no issue moving around the interface. Have you? Like, it's smooth.
None whatsoever.
So it's like, as long as you can do that stuff and open up your apps and open up the apps quickly, when you press the button, does your app, your whatever you have your hardware button set to, does it open quickly? As long as it does that stuff. Like you said, you're not going to be running benchmarks on this thing.
And their whole at a glance interface that they're going to be going for, that could even clean things up a lot more, so that you're moving through the OS less and able to glance through some information. Like, I don't swipe
rather
around
than having to click
Fitbit.
in and scroll and do this and do that. Like,
yeah, I look at it and I'm like, cool, there's my steps, there's my heart rate, there's the calories I burned today, and if I want more stuff, I swipe up and look through that stuff, and that's about it. That's all I do. Now I can go look through my apps and all that kind of stuff, but it's just not what I have this thing for, and I think that's more the audience the Pixel Watch is trying to get. Like, Wear OS is under there, sure, but they're wanting to deliver glanceable information. I want to see, latest things that are happening, notifications, time, health stuff, quick glanceable stuff.
Yeah, you're not setting and doing work on your watch.
Right.
You might do a quick little, hey, I'm going to respond to this text message. That sort of stuff. Like, those little animations need, assistant, that sort of stuff needs to be snappy.
And if that co-processor is like, hey, we got assistant handled,
we'll do all of that. We'll handle all of that processing.
Yeah, because that's what this just got the assistant last week or earlier this week, and that's given it the one thing that was missing for me, because I don't use this. Like, I never manually send messages from my watch. That's annoying trying to use that, whatever. But now that I can just say OKG text whatever.
Yeah, totally.
It does everything that I want it to.
Is it just part of an update, or did you have to go and
I had to go install it?
Okay,
yeah.
But it's just available in the
Play Store.
In the Play Store.
Here. Yep.
Dope, awesome. I'm gonna go do that.
Then you can remap your Bixby button to be the assistant, but you can enable OKG, and it all works hands free. So
so. Just cool news. I mean, obviously, whenever the first report came out that it was like, oh, this is going to have an old processor in it, a lot of people's first reaction was, oh, great, here we go again.
Right.
Apple Googling it up.
Googled it up.
In my brain, I was thinking Apple makes such a good smartwatch that they need to, as Google, they need to come out, I think, with something that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, they need to come out swinging for sure.
And
they're not going to match the Apple Watch.
Apple is so far ahead. I mean, it's just so far ahead.
Rick seemed really excited about it, so I'm
he did. And
he was coming out of his skin.
And I mean, he's been on stage a lot for a lot of announcements.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've seen him that giddy on stage.
Yeah, I
would love to interview him. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So I mean, I think
Andy's over there like, yeah, my watch does all of this. That he's over there, reading news. He's over there programming on his watch.
Do you have the Google Assistant on your watch?
No. Negative.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's what
Andy's over there building a website on his watch.
Can you unlock your Chromebook with your watch?
No,
I can't either, but I will.
Yeah.
One day.
You can open his MacBook.
Yeah.
Andy's over there mining crypto.
Got a whole Bitcoin while we were sitting here.
Every now and then, I'll mess around with my brother's watch or somebody's watch, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.